What's up everyone, 124san's here, and for this week's flashback draft, we have Modern Horizons 3, which is a very powerful set compared to any standard draft set because cards in this set are not legal in standard, they are legal in modern. So cards are designed for modern and directly injected to modern sport. That's why some people just don't like Modern Horizons set. And without further ado, let's look at the back one pick one. This is a super easy pick. Just gonna pick Guide of Souls, which is one of the best rare in this format, period. 1 mana 1/2. Where another creature enters, you control enters, gain 1 life and get an energy. And when you attack, it pays 3 energy to make something +2/+2 and flying permanently. Wow. This does everything, and also in this set there's energy synergy. So we just want to take Guide of Souls and stay in white as much as possible. Pack 1, pick 2. What's the best card here? Think we can... Other cards are not outstanding, so we can just take Witch Enchanter. 4 mana 2/2, destroy target artifact enchantment. It's not on rate, but it can be handy at some points, and it's always a land that can be untapped if you pay 3. So I would just take this instead of any off-color cards. The black cards are pretty good actually. Accused Marauder. Each player sack a non-token creature. And with their blue, instant speed 2 mana -3/3, and also put a counter on something by exiling from graveyard. Oh yeah, stick to mono white as much as possible. Pack 1, pick 3. Razor Grass Ambush is fine, sticking mono white. And the red card Glimpse of the Impossible is super strong. 3 mana exile top 3 and you may play them, so this is card advantage in late game, but you only have that's 1 turn to play them. But if you can't play the cards, you still get something out of it. You get 0/1 Eldrazi that taps second tap for colorless for each card you don't play. So there's a pretty good failsafe. Overall, you can use this to ram or use it to card draw. Also super flexible. I think I'm just gonna stay in mono white and take the Razor Grass Ambush though. Pick 4. Best card here I think is Hope Ender's Koto. 3 mana 2/2 flash flying and counter something unless they pay 1. And if you use this to actually counter spell, it's super strong. The only downside of this is it's not good against Eldrazi's when they have 0/1 spawns to sack and pay the cost. And the white card is not too exciting. 2 mana 2/2. Bestow to cast it as a aura and mentor. And the Rose Gold Knight is just not that good, period. I think I'm just gonna take a Koto here. Pick 5. How good is Surveying's Reclamation? Return a permanent with mana 3 or less from graveyard to the battlefield. So this is kinda expensive, reanimates something for 3, but it does have a flashback and you can reanimate 2 things. And we do have something we want to reanimate. This Guide of Souls. You want to cast this multiple times. If this doesn't exist, I think I'm just gonna take Reducate's Gargoyle to stay in blue-white energy. Yeah, in this set, blue, white, and red cares about energy. But I think I'm just gonna take Surveying's Reclamation. Pick 6. Bespoke Battle Wagon is a pretty fun card in Energy Archetype, but I think I'm just gonna take something with a much better face value. Ajani Fails the Godsire. 5 mana. First mode, exile a creature with Force 3 or greater, which the range is pretty big because it's 3 or more, not 4 or more. And second, you get a 2/1 Vigilance Cat Warrior, and 3, a creature gets double strike. So this is basically a 2-for-1. You get a 2/1 and exile a big thing on your opponent. Pretty good. Pick 7. Malevolent Rumble that late? What the heck? This card is pretty busted in green. 2 mana, mill 4, and then get an 0-1 colorless Eldrazi, and this can ramp you into a 4-drop, so you can just Malvern Rumble into Writhing Chisels. Writhing Chisels being the best Eldrazi ever, best common ever. Not even just this set, it's just best common ever. Well, if you discount the buyback card from the Time Spiral, I guess. But I'm just gonna sticking to white as much as possible, so let's take the Dog Umbro here. Pick 8. Roshan does nothing. X cost. This for command, printed for commander, I think. So it's just gonna be Dark Umbra. Also, insignificance is decent for blue, but let's take white removal first. Pack on pick 9. Brain Surge is decent if you cares about draw 3, but I think we can just take a Horrific Assault. And with this and the Rumble being so late, Ring might be open. Pick 10. Let's just play a Zealot, because this is a white card. Pick 11. Don't think we want to play Sage of Unknowable if we're playing blue-white, but Striving Skyclaw is pretty whatever. Pick 12. I really don't like Roscott's Knight, and Temporal Moozwork might see more play, so let's take that. And this will be Aether Spike. Chapel Levy is not playable in limited. Pack 2, pick 1. Alright, am I just gonna get baited by Scurry of Gremlins and take this and play red? Outside of that, white card will be Wrath of the Skies. Which is actually a pretty flexible card. You don't actually have to use this for board wipe. And it works better if you're playing green-white because you can wipe small things and then still have the big creature. And you waste artifact creature enchantments. A lot of things, and you can also just pay 0 to destroy all the Eldrazi spawns. That's also a thing. Let's take this instead of Gremlins. I'm not gonna bait it by Gremlin, even though Gremlin is good. Pack to pick 2. And yeah, if I took the Gremlin last pack, the Galvanic Discharge will definitely be the pick here. This just busted. 1 mana deals 3, or even don't deal 3, because it's super flexible. If you have energy beforehand, this can be big removal, or you can just remove a small thing and have energy in reserve. But I think I'm just gonna take a Mandible Kite, stay in mono white as much as possible. Pick 3. Second Koto is decent, but there's Royal Cartographer, which is on color and on thing with what we are doing. If you can cast this on 2, this can just naturally draws you a lot of cards through landfall. So I think I'm gonna take this over Hope Ender Koto. And I think I'm gonna cut green, even though I'm not sure if green is actually open or just people not taking the mill 4, the Eldrazi mill 4. Pack 2, pick 4. Path of Annihilation. In this day and age, what the heck? One of the best green cards in this set. And Round Moonstone Mage is... I actually don't know how this card fares in limited, but I do know Path of Annihilation is good. I think I'm just gonna take that period. Screw you. Back to pick 5. There is the Relegate Gargoyles for white blue, so let's just take that. Pick 6. Do I like turn the narrative, or do I just want to dip into Green's Pie and get Basking Bruce Gale? We only how many green cards? We have Horrific and Uzwag. I don't like turn the narrative, so I actually want to take a green card here. But is it gonna be Watchdog or Bruce Gale? I think I'll take Bruce Gale here. Pick 7. I'm just gonna take a color fix for white and blue instead of a spell. The spell is just fine. I don't like Indebted Spirit. You need to pay 3 for the best style. Although it is a 1-1 dying to a flying 1-1, which is usually a pretty good card, but this is Modern Horizons 3. Pick 8. Room Visionary is a pretty good blue spell, and there's nothing else that can be played. Pick 9. Color fixes or tune the narrative. I still don't like. Or I can just take Jolted Awake, which can reanimate Gate of Souls, if I care about that. But let's take color fixing. Pick 10. Oh wow, Team Inferior weird. In that case, maybe we just stay in white-blue and not play the green. In that case, maybe I should have just passed a Path of Annihilation to give the next player a clear signal. We have no fixing for black, but people not respecting sneaky snaggers. Let's treat the narrative with Rush for Inspiration. Rush for Inspiration can actually be a card advantage, so I can actually just play that. Despite it's only tapping for blue. What is that? Pack 3, pick 1, we got, okay, on-color bomb again. So, not gonna think about anything else. But there's also Amacro the Ward, a new 12 mana, 12. You either need 12 mana or you can somehow discard this and pay 6 colorless. And when you cast it, you gain all creatures they control. And that's permanent. So that's pretty sweet if you can cast it, but we're just gonna cast something that has much better face value, which is Failure. 2 mana 2/2 flash. When it attacks, exile another non-permanent. Can be anything. It can be even be your own or your opponent's. And then if you exile your own thing, you get counters. This card's pretty flexible. Remove a blocker or exile your own permanents for blink value. Actually pick 2. Pretty weird pack for us. Are we just gonna take a Drongya Lurker for cycling and the potential big spell? We even care about big spell to begin with. We would if we are more in green, but we can just I think we can safely cut all the green and be in blue-white. Let's not distracted by anything else. Or do we take Gravity Discharge with the Scone Splash? You know what? Oh no, let's be safe here. Take something on color. And yep, same choice here again. Because Unstable Amulet is decent on Splash. He also does energy stuff, and we care about energy. Or we just take Thing Inferior, which is pretty premium interaction. Let's just take that. Actually pick 4. Orange Chance, that's more. This card sees play recently, but it's not for limited. And for this deck, we think we just take Tranquil Landscape for fixing. The other cards just pretty whatever for this deck. Pick 5. Room Visionary or Envoy with Ancestors. Are we modifying our creatures? First thing. And Failure modifies itself. Mandible modifies itself. We're not modifying that much. So I'm actually just leaning towards taking another Reader Gargoyle, which is unthinkable what we're doing. Or we can just take a Room Visionary, because this card can wheel. So, let's actually just take a Visionary. Pick 6. And just gonna be another Mandibular Kite. 1 mana 1/1 flying and give something else flying for 4. Pretty much it. Pick 7. Serving Reclamation number 2. Are we claiming anything here? Or the other cards are pretty whatever. And we Ghostfire Splash will be a decent splash if we actually care about splashing, but we don't have to. Just gonna take the Reclamation. Horrific Assault, 2 Busting Bull Scales. What the heck are you guys doing? Pick 9. Yeah, and also no one respects Snacker, but we have a Haskell Sylph, which is a decent playable. 2 mana 2/1 and cares about energy. And Disciple Fearless. We're never gonna cast it even if we're splashing. Pick 11. And just gonna take a land. Do we need to splash anything? This deck doesn't have any top ends. But we do have 2 Servant's Reclamation, and if we can get a Scattered of Soul working, we don't need those top ends. So we can go with like a less land count, I think. And we are not splashing anything here. Tranquil Perilous. We don't have good splash for Snacker. Unless we can just put it in the graveyard. And Green Splash? Do we actually care about Green Splash? I don't think so. We do have 2 Ether Spike and 1 Hope Ender Koto. That's like kind of decent. And we do have like a lot more lands than usual. Because the spells are pretty whatever. 1 mana 1/1 Prowess. Do we actually care about 1 mana 1/1 Prowess? And we want... I don't think we want to splash anything here. Or maybe we just play a Corrupted Shapeshifter for a filler, even though this is literally the worst card in blue. And we do have 3 lands like these lands. They can be enters untapped even. Not for the 2 color ones. These ones stay tapped. Okay. We can still come up blue. In that case, we have 15 lands, but actually plus 3, so the 18 lands. I think this is pretty healthy amounts. And Ravel Skies is pretty sus if you are doing aggro. But it can still work sometimes, and we can also just use it to get energy. You just use this to get energy for Royal Cartographer to draw 3 cards. That's funny. Alright, so this will be like a tempo deck. And without that many top hands, just hopefully you can ding Wolfie and counter their stuff and play to the board, I guess. Alright. That will be the deck. Let's head to gameplay. Alright, we started with Failure. Then we can cast at instant speed. And you're gonna play our landscape first and sack it for blue to reduce the number of lands in the deck. And we don't care about colorless. Surveillance Reclamation, that will come in handy. Let's see what they play first. I don't think that Thalia will get. Screw you. Oh, they just play their bomb. Ajani Nakato Paria. Basically a 1/2, make a 2/1. And when cats die, they get to flip Ajani into a planeswalker. Oh, they just busted on so many fronts. I think I'm just gonna try to get an ambush on the Ajani and then attack and exile the Cat Warrior. I lose to any single interaction, but this is what I hope for. Maybe they just play something pre-combat, so that I know this guarantees to work. They play something pre-combat, but they're gonna put a counter on something, and if they put a counter here, they just make a Johnny dodges fairly. Okay, perfect. Attack with both. Yes. Oh, we got him. Okay. Perfect. This is literally the best thing we can ask for, because now we can sadly exile the token, and we just dealt with this for good. Okay. We have no counter spell, so let's just trade, which I'm fine with, because I'm just gonna relocate Gargoyle after this. And then we're gonna Surveillance Reclamation a land if you want to. Oh, if they put a counter on Ajani, the game will be much worse. But we got him. Good grief. That guy's fine. We Surveillance Reclamation Thalia. Or a land. I think we actually Surveillance Reclamation for a land. Will be like absolutely safe here. In that case, we do this. Because the land enters untapped, so we have Dark Umbra also. If they play one land, there will be a Ajani Fail the Godslayer target, so I actually don't want to Dark Umbra that in that case. Fine, they already attack, so no point to Dark Umbra now. And they're still stuck at 3. Jolted away. Sure, you got him. You got him. Okay, I just need to not kill this cat warrior. But I can think inferior that, I mean. Oh, I forgot to practice. Oh well. My bad. I think it's just gonna be a thing inferior on the token, and there is no more cats for the Ajani. It only cares about cats dying, so theme inferior should be just fine here. And then I think I'm leaning towards paying for the... Oh, I forgot what I want to say. Ugh. Oh no, I mean paying energy for the lifelink, maybe? That's actually no. We are not in like it's super duper danger. And okay, please don't forget to crack this. Cause if I crack this, I can still just Surveillance Reclamation if there's no Ajani Fail the Godslayer target. Return a... Okay, so Dark Umbra is bad now. They can just return Ajani with this. And they're definitely gonna attack first. Let's just crack this actually. Before I forget. That is. So Dark Umbra is 10 times worse on their stuff now. At least their tempo is super bad. Which is a... Okay. Guide of Souls. Got him. This guy will... Yeah, this card will just be the end of the opponent's copy. And then we just... and then we just... start to reap our rewards. Pay for the Guide of Souls. Maybe I should wait for Expelia, but let's do it while Guide of Souls still on the board. Okay, now Ajani's gonna save them, and they stuck on 3 forever without a second color. That's also a factor. And yep. Oh, oh if they put a counter on the Ajani, the game will be a little bit worse, but they're still stuck on 3, so there's that. Alright, 1-0 heading into game 2. Alright, here we are at game 2 with Kites on 1 and Zilla on 3 and maybe Corrupted Shapeshifter for 4. Wrath of the Sky is not doing anything right now. In fact, it actually is so bad with the Kites. Okay, actually, maybe this card is not for this deck. They play a Sarpadian Simulacrum. I can block on the ground at least. So I choose to leave that alive. The 2 energy from Slith. But yes, seriously, I think I need to reconsider rather all those guys, especially when our deck has 2 of this. Ooh. Oh, I'm forced to basically trade those 2 creatures. I think I prefer Serum Visionary because I want to hit my land drop. Do I like a dog Umbra against red black? I think it's good enough. Next turn, Shapeshifter for a C3 flyer. Oh, 4 mana playing a C3 flyer in Image 3 is definitely not ideal. Retrofitted Transmogrant. Reckless. Okay, this Reckless Fire Surfer is the one that I have to block. I'm perfectly fine they attacked here. Uh, 2/5 Vigilance also blocks everything on the ground, but I like flying more. And then I'm gonna regret because they're just gonna use the 1 minute instant to kill this. Maybe that's what's gonna happen. And the Wrath of Skies will actually be useful if they have committed a lot of stuff to the board. The worst part about this is it destroys the kite, which is what I don't want. I think I'm ahead on board, so it's fine leaking those through. Okay, lifelink. I can leave this gem behind, or I can just cast Wrath of the Skies. Wrath a 2. That can also work. That just wipes everything. Yeah, I think it's fine to just wipe here. And do I care about energy? I think I can leave up 2 mana for Dog Umbra, so I can just get 0 energy and still wipe 2. Let's do that. And we still have Aether Spike and Dog Umbra. I'm just gonna spike that. And draw a kite. Just gonna play everything. And now we're both out of cards, just playing for the top. But they do have a retrofitted Transmogrant every turn. We don't need to care about that though. We just send our flyers in. And that's pretty much it. This when they attacks, you may pay energy to target another thing to get +1 menace. So this is still a 2 mana 1/3 menace. Victimize. Fine. And they have this kit gets adapt, so I think I have to spend my Dog Umbra on that. And we are both out of cards, so let's just do that. And then it's a 2-turn clock on this side. And your ram, that doesn't help. And that's literally worse than the Transmogrant. Brewing to deem inferior, but we don't need to deem anything inferior just yet. Maybe they have a reach blocker, okay. Unless they literally have the 1 removal. They're just lose here. And I can deem inferior this retrofitted Transmogrant. Well, no, actually no. If they play anything, I just deem inferior that and win. Alright. Perfect. 2-0. Heading to game 3. Alright, game 3. We got a Hexal Sylph and we can Survey's Reclamation the land. And if we draw another land, we can Agility Fail the Godsire, keep overhand. And Reach Enchanter is also a land, I mean. So there's that. Still gonna crack this landscape ASAP. So that we can Surveillance on 3. Did we get a blue? I think we get a blue, because we can still Surveillance for white. Or we pay this for white. Turn 2 Hexal Sylph that can attack as a first strike creature by paying energy. Basking Brood Scale. Alright. Do I just want to inferior that? But I don't think I have to. I can also just Agility Fail the Godsire, targeting that. And I'm fine with just trading with the Basking Brood Scale without spending energy. Let's go. Let's present the trade. Alright, I'm fine with that. It's much better to get rid of Basking Brood Scale before it gets any tokens, especially if they have any ways to put counters on it outside of using its own adapt ability. When you cast it and when it dies, make a 0-1. Okay, that's a pretty good spell. This turn though, I think I'm just gonna Redogate Gargoyle and Witch Enchanter as a land tapped. And that will be it. Because hopefully I naturally draw a land for Agility Fail the Godsire. And they don't have the mana for Wrathing Chrysalis, which is red. Horrific. It's a kind of horrific. Here's that. And I think I'm just gonna tap it before attackers. We have a lot of energy. Spending some wouldn't hurt. Wumpus. Yep, Wumpus with the colorless mana. We can still just tap this down every turn, so that's not the end of the world. So, do I just swing for a land right now? It kind of feels bad though. I mean, we still have like 6 energy to leverage this. Just tap this every turn. So let's still play on curve. 2/5 Vigilance blocks the ground. But let's just get a Susie flying. Yep, before attackers. I almost gonna misclick my spacebar. I think I'm fine trading life totals because I'm gonna have mostly gonna have Relegate Gargoyle. Alright. If I'm not drawing lands, I think I probably have to Survey's Reclamation this. As much as I hate it, I have to make some sacrifice, as you can see. And maybe I should consider reserving my life total. By choosing a 2/5 instead of a 3/3. Ethereal's End. Ooh, that's disgusting. I think I'm gonna use this turn to chump block. If that's the case. Get a white. Team inferior. I'm definitely gonna agility out the cost time first. And I need to pursue my life total now. As much as I hate it. And double block something? Yeah, definitely should have get a 2-5. Wasn't thinking far enough. Alright, they're scared of the tapper more, sure. Okay, we get our vigilance. And if I deem inferior, I don't have mana for Hope and the Koto, so I think I just gonna swings for 2 things in the on the graveyard. Get our energy. And I actually have lifelink because of the gargoyle, which is sweet. And next turn is gonna be double strike. Double strike lifelink. Don't hate that, really. If they play like one big reach, I can just deem that's inferior. I'm not gonna block here. Propagation drone. Fine, that's fine. The double strike, and I have 2 counter spells up for that. I'm just gonna. I think I can also attack with this because I'm pretty sure they can't remove this when we have 2 counter spells in our hand. Hey. We just spent 2 energy for that. Alright, we get through. Alright, healthy 13. I can deem something inferior right now. I do think I'm just gonna deem the Index Heroes and inferior, and I still have Aether Spike. You are inferior. They put it second on the top, okay. End turn. And pay 4, make a thing. And I don't even need to tap this. I just not gonna. Actually. And I can spend mana to tap this and attack with awe. Don't hate that. Still need to watch out for the mana, the amount of mana I'm spending though. Just gonna attack with awe here. And we still have this on blocks at least. I don't think I'm gonna spend mana here. Aether Spike is important. And I can still deem this inferior and have stuff up. And it's not like they're gonna draw anything anyways. Yep, that's in the bottom. And they're drawing Index Heroes end next turn, and I don't really care about that. But they actually can reset the card draw here, so they probably should do that because Index Heroes end doesn't really help. Yep, they did it. Alright. I'm not afraid with what's on the board, so let's see what they do next. A board wipe? Or yeah, that's it. There's no way they can get anything through this Aether Spike. And we landed at a pretty good Diamond Tier 4. And a sweet 3-0. That means we are getting back 1,000 gems. Heading to game 4. Alright, game 4. Going first. If I'm going first, I'm just gonna get off souls right away. Screw you. Take this, pal. If I'm going second, I'll be more cautious. But how to remove this? Well, you need to play red and play the deal 3. And then in blue, okay. I guess... I think I'm just gonna tag and failure instant speed. But then I just walk into another trap. Okay, there's no trap. Just play that. And perfect. This is the best draw we can have. Regogate Gargoyle. Mandibakite. Look at this, all this energy. What the heck? Attack or exile this. Pay 2. Wait, that's a pay 2 of relocate? Oh, okay. I paid to the wrong thing. Well, doesn't matter too much. Oh no, it does matter, I mean. Zing. But yeah, we still have enough energy to do whatever the heck we want. Serum the Visionary. Gonna exile that. Nope. Yes. I'm gonna put it on the gem. Spread our stuff. And practice land so I can Serum Visionary without any drawback. And Hope Ender Koto got us. Well, not the end of the war, but... and yeah, they just can't take it anymore. Oh. One guide of soul is already like pretty devastating, especially when they don't have removal, and then just Thalia on top, and all the other energy enablers at the same time. Okay, I'm screenshotting this. Holy cow. Alright, that's 4-0 heading into game 5. Alright, here we are at game 5 with a mono planes. But we can just like play nothing and then rattle the skies. Is that possible? Okay, I'm gonna keep it for the giggles. Being inferior, you are not doing anything. This card is inferior. And okay, that's a 2. Okay, Rush for Inspiration is very good here. Let's just play that tapped, so we have a turn 3 play. And Witch Enchanter can just blow that up. 3/3 Menace. I think I'm just gonna ding that inferior and then Witch Enchanter that. Yep, they put it on top. Attacks. And if they want the character, they cannot pop this. And this turn is gonna be Witch Enchanter, Disenchanted. And this card's basically disenchant on the body. Peak comedy. Regardless. Witch Enchanter, Disenchanter. And they just play this, sack this for 0-1. They're doing good here. Or I can just Wrath of the Skies. Wrath of the Skies choose 3 to basically play a single removal into that thing. Do I actually want to do that though? Nah, let's just play everything first. Ajani failed the Godsire. Well, that can definitely be failed. Don't need a second island, even though we lack on blue sources, but we only have white spell. So Razor Grass is good. Let's go Slith. Pad up the energy count. And yeah, they can stack this to get a 0-1. Some pretty good synergy with fetch lands, and they got a forest. Does that mean we're gonna see a Red Thing Chrysalis? Right the heck now? I can also just Wrath of the Skies and wipe the... Okay, they're doing something big. Strong Angel, that is a big thing. Enters, gets 3, and pay 2 energy to give this Wish lifelink or give everything else. Oh wow. Replicate. That blows 2 things up. Sure. I think can I Wrath of Sky this turn? I can add 3. I add 3 energy, and then that's enough to kill this and that. Or I can fail the Godsire. If I fail the Godsire and I still have the Percussor, they're still gonna attack. Oh, let's just do this. Add 3, pay 5. And that's everything. Wipe the board clean. I don't need to play the Razor Grass Ambush. If they play one big thing, I just fail the Godsire. If they don't, I just play the Royal Cartographer into this app as a land. Yeah, good reason to do that. And we get back something, gonna be Serum Visionary. And literally Guide of Souls next. Yeah, Guide of Souls, both cards are good actually. Because Triangle Landscape is a fetch land for Royal Cartographer. Let's keep both. If they play one big thing, I just fail the Godsire. Simple as that. If I play this and play that, I still only have 1 more energy. This is a tap ability, so let's just attack with both. Yep, that's our energy. And leave our 4 mana for the Aver Spark. Like if they cast Implicit Maze, I can still counter that. And the Implicit Maze can wipe 3 creatures here, and it looks like they don't have it. Alright. They scooped upon seeing the back-breaking Guide of Souls. There's no way you can beat this card. If you don't have an immediate removal, that will be 5-0 heading into game 6. Alright, game 6. Almost thought this is an unkillable hand, but we do have a Razor Grass Ambush, so we can do anything here. Everything here, I mean. And we can even leave up Aether Spike on 2 with a failure. This hand will be better if we're actually going first though. Can't complain. Already a good hand. Hello. Oh. Yeah, hello is the 2 mana 1/2 Pound Divine Shield from Hearthstone. Hello. Let's see what they have. If they have no blockers, I'm just gonna failure. And then Serum Visionary, that will be like Omega value. But that's like way too optimistic. And thinking is not a... Oh, it is a emote. Yep, flash that in. Hopefully they don't get withered and bloomed. It probably will. Yep. Oh, I know what exactly everything going on in this format. I'm a genius. Or am I? Serum Visionary into Servings Reclamation. I can Servings Failure at some point. I do need both cards, so let's actually just keep both. I like that, that's fine. And next turn is gonna be Hex Code while holding up Aether Spike. And counter the big thing. Like maybe this turn they cast the Eldrazi ramp, and then after that, next turn they cast a 7-mana Eldrazi. And I would love to counter that. Okay, that's not the Eldrazi ramp I'm thinking of. I was thinking of the 4-mana spell that makes 2 0-1s and makes every Eldrazi tap for colored mana. And you don't even need to sacrifice Stan. Gain 2 energy and just gonna look. Oh, I can actually dog Umbra here, but let's not do that. I like to have my mana open. If they play a big thing, I can also just spell the Godsire it. It's fine, you attack with that. I don't really care. If they only cast one big thing and they counter that, there will be... If I can still just fail the Godsire it, or I can just counter that and play to the board next turn. Let's actually just counter it. And we also get one overflowing net +1 energy this way. And this thing gets a counter. I can fail the Godsire that. And I still have Dog Umbra. I can swing the dog. Let's just fail the Dogsire. Dogsire. I mean Godsire. Don't need to pay the energy and get a counter. And I still have a Dog Umbra for the next. Yeah, Dog Umbra is a very good removal spell. I can Psychic Proc. Glad I have that. God Umbra, Dog Umbra. Wither Bloom. Oh yeah. I'm perfectly fine with whatever they're doing here. Witch, the creature that can self-grow. Dog Umbra that. Yeah, in this particular set, Dog Umbra being only being pacifism that doesn't shut down abilities is one of the best removal against Psychic Fog. And we get in. Perfect. And then Servings the dog. And we can Thalia something every turn. Just gonna be whatever blocker they present, of course. If they're not playing anything, I can just play a Serum Visionary and exile that. Gonna go big. I'm perfectly fine with spell and removal on this thing. This is draw and scry 2. Don't need Wrath of the Skies. Aether Spike is still decent. Exile. Not paying. And maybe they have instant speed blow up Dog Umbra. That can be a thing. Just fail the probing. That's fine. Losing out on the lethal damage. So we're gonna draw into the Aether Spike, which is really important here. And deem inferior, and that should be game. Aether Spike just gonna counter anything they try to do. And Thelia also removes blockers. Such a good card. But Eldrazi do have cast trigger, and that's the thing that I cannot counter. I don't really care about that. I can just exile the Propagator Drone. And that's still lethal, even if they pay 4. And that's something I will counter. After seeing enough. And yep, there we have it. Alright. This deck feels like so good. Everything's glued together, and Felia is so versatile. Exile their blocker, exile a token, like in the first game against the Ajani's cast token, or exile your own thing for value. Oh, love this deck so much. All the way to 6-0. Heading to potentially the final game, Game 7. Alright, Game 7. Opponent go first, we can just play a Gargoyle and then hold up Aces back and then play Corruptive Shapeshifter. Not the best thing, but certainly playable. The best case scenario here is we draw into 1-drop, or even Guide of Souls, but that's like dreaming too much. The inferior is decent. They don't have Aether Spike, just like this, which is good. We can hold up Aether Spike for whatever they play on turn 4. Hodelix Unsealing. When you cast 4, 5, 6, you create 2 Eldrazi. I think I actually prefer to just deem that inferior. Hodelix Unsealing is also one of those backbreaking cards. Let's deem that inferior, and we can maybe Aether Spike it later. Alright. They just put it on the bottom. Maybe they don't have anything to go with it, and it's just a bait. Burn Willow Clearing. I feel like I should hold up Aether Spike, and next turn I can still hold up Aether Spike with Serene Visionary, so let's just hold up the mana here. Cycle Drawing a Lurker, make a colorless Eldrazi. And that's something I will... That's a cast trigger there. And it has to be 2. So I have to spend all the energy from here. Otherwise I can eat this Eldrazi spawn. Servings Reclamation, not really claiming anything just yet. So we just drop the Corrupted Shapeshifter for a flyer. And this will be the best time for them to resolve a Wrathing Chistless if they have one. And because I have enough energy, I should drop the Guide of Souls first. And I can Servings it back, which is pretty good. Yeah, they're gonna use a removal right now. This is the best chance to do so. They're not. Fine. Life, energy, draw 1, scry 2. Dog Umbra and Hope Ender. Hope Ender can't counter anything. So let's just get the Dog Umbra, actually. Don't need to deem that inferior. Go to combat. And pace. I'm gonna pace through right now. Get our value. Ultra insignificance. We are still attacking, but they can just exile this. Yep. Alright, I'm actually glad they use it on that instead of on Guide of Souls. Join to Dog Umbra. Just gonna attack with all. Dog Umbra does flash. So I'm not scared of any flash blockers. This doesn't protect anything. And they are actually just gonna remove anything that's not Guide of Souls. Personally, I'm fine with that. And I can still attack with it. Something to keep in mind. And now, if they want to exile, they have to use the Eldrazi spawn. Oh, but they have nothing. They literally have nothing. They flooded too much. Unfathomable truths. Well, that's something. There's a card they need. For this exact moment. The Room the Visionary. Very good for them, but it just enables our Surveillance Reclamation. Fine with that. Assuming they block the Room Visionary, that is. Assuming they block. I hope they really block here, because otherwise I'm not gonna spend my mana efficiently. Please block. You are low on life. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for blocking. That just enables our Surveillance Reclamation. Draw into Service Zealot and got a failed Godsire. I think I'm just gonna... I can hold on mana for whole Enter Kotal, but it's not gonna counter anything. Or I just play a Service Zealot and get energy out of the way first. But Hope Enter Kotal also flies, and flying is good. So let's actually just hold on mana. We also have mana for Dog Umbra in case they use a fight. Unsealing is back. Fine. I don't care about card draw anymore. I do care about reach blockers. But that can be dealt with by Dog Umbra. So there's that. And yeah, I have so many interactions. Dog Umbra being inferior, and also after I play Zealous, I can just tap something by paying energy. Ugh. That's a good one. And if I hope, I think I'm just gonna hope enter Kotal so they eat us Eldrazi spawn. Dog Umbra is not doing anything here anyways. Please eat your Eldrazi spawn. And that's actually a cast trigger, so even if I counter the creature, it doesn't actually matter. And did they not kick this? They actually didn't kick this? Oh, damn. I was like looking for the trigger to the bounce trigger, but there's no bounce trigger. Oh yeah, because there's no point to bounce Guide of Souls, and you don't want to bounce Room Visionary. Makes sense. But still, we are attacking. We are coming in. I don't need to Godsire that. So let's actually just get our energy and attack in the air. And that will be 6 damage. And then hold up Dog Umbra for red and green base removal. Warped Tusker, they draw 3 cards and they make a 0-1 on cast, and that's a reach blocker. And they only have 2 color mana now. Like Wrathing Chisellus? I don't... That doesn't help either. And Slowless Zealous also taps it, so it just works anyway I want to. Where to escape Battle Mage? Return target creature controls to owner's hand. That will be set on Visionary, and they have no more color mana. So I can just dock that and then attack for lethal. And yep. Oh, we got it. Oh, this is the perfect sweep. First time getting getting a 7-0 trophy in a while. All thanks to this busted MH3 rares. I can pack on pick on God of Souls. This is how you win the draft. Just get card like this on your first pack and play white. Oh, outside of God of Souls, the entire deck is still building around energy, like Aether Spike. You can counter something much bigger if you have energy reserve. And that's the Zealous gives energy, Riddle Gaze Gargoyle gives energy, Hexco Slip gives energy, and Wrath of the Skies. It actually did well in the few times where I was able to cast it, but it has pretty big anti-synergy with cards like Mandibular Kite, because it also wipes the artifacts. If it only wipes creatures, it will work well with this, but it won't be as strong because sometimes you also want to wipe your opponent's artifacts and enchantments. Like if you have a big thing and they Dark Umbra your creature, so you can just Wrath of the Skies to get rid of the Dark Umbra. That'll be pretty good. And also, the 2-copy of Surveillance Reclamation was pretty useful. In one game, I used it to get back a fetch land to ramp, and it also works well with the Saroon Visionary, who has an enter the battlefield ability. And also in the graveyard, you can pay 5 to reanimate 2 things. So you can get a lot of value out of this card. And also being inferior is a pretty good interaction. The only downside of this is sorcery speed, but as if you draw more cards, it costs less. So it at least costs 3 because you always draw a card at the draw step. But if you cast something like Saroon Visionary, it costs 2. And if you cast the 5 mana draw 3, this will be only cost 1, which is very, very efficient interaction. And also, it bounces second from the top, so they are not going to immediately draw it unless they have any sort of draw support. The worst card in your deck is definitely Corruptive Shapeshifter. Most of the time, this is a 4-mana Suicide Fire, and that's definitely not on par with everything else in Modern Horizons 3, but we just need a 4-drop creature, and this serves its purpose. And there are also 3 MDFC lands. Rush for Inspiration. I never cast this, but it did taps for blue in one game when I didn't have any blue. That helps me there. I never casted Retrogress Ambush because I never find the need to. And being a land that can enter untapped is pretty versatile. And there's also Wishing Counter. We did manage to cast this to blow up a 2/2 enchantment creature, so that's pretty good. And also, Jenny Fells a Godsire is a easy 2-for-1, 5 mana exile a big thing, and then you get a 2/1, and you get a double strike for a turn. Pretty sweet card. But overall, thank you for carrying the deck, God of Souls and Theria. And in one game, I played these 2 back to back, and your opponent is just like, what the heck? How the heck can beat this? Ooh, so good. And that's it for this Modern Horizons 3 draft. Thank you guys so much for watching, and see you in the next one.